Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chambers located at 429 C Street. This is the April 2nd meeting. Please silence all electronic devices as a courtesy to those in attendance. Thank you. If you could please stand for the invocation by Pastor James Jones and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we thank you, oh God. We thank you for this day that you've allowed us, oh Lord. And oh God, we ask you, Lord, to bless each and every individual here in this place. And oh God, may you allow to accomplish all those that they desire, all those things that you desire to be accomplished in this meeting, oh God. Bless every council member, bless every individual in this place. And we will give you glory, honor, and all praise. In your holy and mighty name, in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Marissa, roll call.
Councilmember Garza,
Here.
Councilmember Lyons, Councilmember Orth,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick,
Here.
and Mayor Matthews.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda approval, additions and or deletions. We have none. Moving on to our study session, offsite improvements, Lennar Track 4848, Mr. Rivera.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. At a previous council member meeting, council had brought up the questions about the offsite improvements that the Lennar subdivision, which is located next to West Hills, would be providing as part of their phasing. And so I just kind of want to go over briefly what those improvements will entail. So if you look at the map in front of you, it's kind of sideways, but this is an overall sheet plan that shows all the different phases. So there's actually 3 phases that are part of this subdivision. The first phase is kind of outlined in purple, everything within the purple boundaries, which intersects Bush Street at the very, in this case, the right, and then and College on the left. So what they'll be doing is where they intersect Bush and College, they'll be doing basically like a 3/4 of the road construction or tying into existing. So and that's part of phase 1. So if you go through the other drawings or the details on the right, if you actually zoom into them, when you have time, it actually shows you the cross section that details exactly how wide the right of way is, the width of the sidewalk, the distance from the curb to the block wall. All those are detailed in those cross sections. Yes, sir.
Frank, I'm concerned about the road, the entrance and egress on that road.
That's correct. So,
Uh,
yes, sir. So, Seamus, which is on the overhead is the road on the bottom. That is what intersects Bush Street.
Right.
And so where Bush Street ties into, or that's Seamus and that intersects Bush Street. And so if you actually go to, be sheet number 20. Should be the next one. Yeah, they're kind of hard to see, but you'll see that where Bush Street, where College intersects Bush, you'll have a fully developed curb ramp on the left-hand corner. And on the right, where the trail intersects Seamus, you're going to have a temporary ADA crossing. And then you'll have, you notice that based on engineering distances, they've created a right turn pocket when you're going eastbound and a through lane. And then when you're going eastbound, all they did was widen the existing road by about 6 feet or so. And they also created when you're going westbound, they created a left turn pocket and also a through lane.
Well, my concern is when we originally approved this plan for these roads, this was 2 lanes on Bush and a turning lane in the middle. Now, why have we deviated from that, or have we?
No, I don't believe we've deviated from the original plan. The only plan that I've seen is always a through lane in both directions. And then either a right turn pocket when you're going east or a left turn pocket when you're going west.
Because that's the main artery into that development with the college traffic and
That's correct. As development occurs, so basically whenever development intersects our right of way, they're just responsible for whatever they touch. And so the next developer will continue the same scenario across the next development until we eventually get to college, where you'll have 2 lanes of traffic both ways, and then probably like left turn pockets at all the intersections.
this is just my opinion, but there's a flaw in that logic. If you're gonna put those residents who are gonna be entering that development, they're in competition on that road with the students and employees of the charter school, the college, and everybody using that area. So what you're saying is that we have improvements up to that development, but after that, we don't.
So what's going to happen next as part of phase 2 is you'll have the 3 roundabouts that are going to be constructed at Bellhaven, and then on both off and on ramps off of Highway 198. So that'll help the traffic flow better without stopping at Bellhaven and Bush.
When is that anticipated?
We should be seeing plans by early summer and possibly go into construction either late summer.
Okay, but my concern is the width of that road. If that width is basically just going to be a 2-lane road again, moving with the roundabouts on there, you're still going to put a lot of traffic on that.
Yeah, so it's pretty common that it's done this way, but if we want to change the way we go about, when a developer comes to town, because what they do is they pay for everything that it takes to make their project work. And anything beyond that, like upsizing of trunk lines, whether they be sewer or water.
Well, now wait a minute. Citizens of the city and the voters paid for that development out there, and the initial bond measure to put in the sewer and water, the lift stations, the road. That was on our dime.
Yes, all the infrastructure around the
Right.
main lines, except for now, like Seamus. Seamus did not have a water line down Seamus. So if the development only requires like a 6-inch line for their particular development, but yet our master plan calls for a 12, then the city will pay the difference of the 6-inch to the 12-inch pipe, just the material alone.
So on the first line, when inside the purple, they don't move, the homes don't go all the way up to the road.
There's
And that is, and I guess I'm just going to be a little biased here, but is that a strategy to not have to develop that side of the road?
that I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't,
Yeah.
even when they fully develop, what would be the 3rd phase? So if you look at the plan, the 3rd phase is when they have to construct that trail, and the trail will be basically constructed over the high pressure gas line,
Right.
which connects, College to Bush Street.
And I'm assuming that blank square in the middle there is kind of a big pocket park.
So the bigger one is our basin. The
No,
small-
I'm talking about almost looks like a perfect rectangle around, it looks like it's in phase 2. Right there. Yeah.
I'm sorry, where's that? Yeah, that looks like the park, yes.
So we're not requiring any other recreational activity in this development with all these homes.
No, with this development, that's all they're required to do. And that has to be constructed before the 100th house of the of the first phase is sold, the park has to be in place. Those were the conditions that were established. And I believe the trail, again, it will be, have to be constructed, I think, by the 8th home of the third phase of the project. But it's pretty common. If you go to all cities, you'll see where, yeah, roads are not, you know, they're not completely built. They're like 3/4 of a constructed road. This is in the arterial collectors course inside the subdivision. They're fully developing the local streets 100%, you know, curb, gutter, sidewalks, everything's inside. It just where they intersect the major collectors arterials is where it's pretty common to see whatever they touch, they have to improve. And then, of course, transition paving to make it safe. They may have to extend it over, you know, a few hundred feet. If not, you know, the city would have to do a project. It'd be real hard to probably team up with a developer because most of our street money is used for maintenance purposes, you know, overlays, that type of stuff. And to get a grant to work with like a private development, I think would be pretty difficult. So, so we'd have to use funds that we plan on using for maintenance purposes.
Okay, thanks, Frank.
But yeah, so those sheets just kind of show, you know, what, so, and of course, phase 3 will actually create the Peterson, which is at the, I think it was on the bottom, it's on the left side. Peterson will connect to College and Seamus. And so at that point, you'll have circulation around the perimeter of the 3 phases. Any questions about any of the?
Any questions from council?
So pretty much the guy in the corner will be responsible for doing all curb gutters, sidewalk to complete that what southeast intersection of College and Bush. That developer would have to do all those improvements to complete that intersection.
How many acres is that?
Oh. I don't see it on this particular sheet here. My drawing's pretty small, like I can't see.
Is it residential zoned or is it commercial?
That I'm not sure what the
Okay.
zoning is for that lot.
That's fine. I just
I think it's kind of a mix. It's
Okay.
not single family. It's probably retail,
neighborhood, retail
Yeah,
neighborhood or something like that.
something like that. I
Neighborhood.
would assume.
Okay.
Yes. Any further questions?
Doesn't look like council has any questions. Are there any questions from the public? Looks like that's it. Thank you, Frank.
Thank
Thanks, Frank.
We'll go ahead and move on to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item to the public. Are there any public comments? Are there any online? No? Going once? Going twice? We'll go ahead and move on to ceremonial presentation. Item 2-1, Police Officer of the Year, American Legion.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. On behalf of American Legion Post 100 here in Lemoore, It is my honor tonight to present our 2023 Officer of the Year, Sadie Risk. If you didn't already know, Sadie started her law enforcement career here with us as a records tech back in 2015. In 2020, Sadie put herself through the academy and was hired as a full-time officer with the city of Abilene. In 22, we were able to get Sadie hired back on with us. Officer Risk was actually nominated as the 22 Officer of the Year. However, she was unable to be considered since she hadn't been here a year yet. It just kind of shows how she's been setting the standard since she's gotten here. Officer Risk holds a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. She is a self-motivated, proactive police officer. She led or was within the top 5 officers in traffic stops, citations issued, arrests made, and cases written last year. Sadie is also assigned as a tactical flight officer. She's a dedicated TFO and received a letter of commendation after assisting with the arrest of 2 homicide suspects and illegal firearm dealers. Officer Risk community involvement and dedication to community-oriented policing is second to none. Throughout the year, she's attended school functions for Career Day, volunteered to be a youth soccer coach, attended National Night Out, Coffee with a Cop, and participated in Red Ribbon Week. Sadie was able to raise over $1,500 for Lemoore PD shoe drive, providing shoes to more than 60 children. Officer Risk exemplifies what we should all strive to be in this career field. And for these reasons, I have the privilege of recognizing Sadie Risk as Lemoore PD's 2023 Officer of the Year.
On behalf of the American Legion Post 100, present to you the law enforcement certificate foundation of the year, presented to Ms. Sadie Risk of the Lemoore Police Department. This commendation is awarded for the outstanding public service, benefit to our community, state, and nation. Presented here on the 2nd day of April 2024. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you.
Get in there, Mr. Brown. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Sadie. Council also wants to present you with a certificate from the city and also Devin Mathis's office. There's a certificate of recognition as well.
That looks this way. Gotta get a photo here. Come on, Emily. Here we go. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna jump in, sorry.
Of course.
Yeah, gotta get some more photos here. Photo time.
You got yours already? Go.
I gotta stand up here. We gotta put that on wide lens.
Do you want to take a picture?
Come on.
Go ahead, boss. You guys get in front of me.
You're fine.
Hang on.
Think I got everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Good job. Thank you very much.
And now for item 2-2, firefighter of the year, American Legion.
Good evening, city manager, attorney, mayor and council members. My name is Chris Scaldi and I'm the first assistant chief at the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department. And we are here to honor Jose Perez as our fireman of the year. So the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department would like to recognize the outstanding firefighter Jose Perez as the volunteer of the year for the department. Jose is a 2011 graduate from Lemoore High School and currently works for the city of Lemoore as a public works inspector, project manager. Jose joined the volunteer fire department in February of 2015 after the loss of his father in 2014. His father had fallen ill and was in need of emergency services when the LVFD responded to the call, and Jose was able to witness firsthand the department's duties to help others. Jose has always had the heart to give, as he has coached soccer teams for the Lemoore Rec Department, helps out with family, and helps a close friend with promoting his band all over the state, amongst numerous other things. He has served on the department's rating committee as well as the membership committee. He has also been the co-chair and chairman of the annual blood drive, the Battle of the Badges, police officers. For the last 4 years. He helps with the annual presence on patrol, fire station tours for schools. He's great at rallying the other firefighters to do extra training. Jose is a great example to others within our department for his dedication, responsibility, and hard work. Jose has responded to more than 9,789 calls for service during his 8 years with the department, which include fire, public assists, medical aids, as well as department meetings and training exercises. Jose has also accumulated numerous undocumented hours assisting with many needs of the department and the community. He is known as the go-to guy for any and everything that needs an answer. If he doesn't know the answer, he will go the extra mile to figure it out. On his time off, you can find Jose working with his uncle's lawn care business, catering food with his family for events in the community. Jose enjoys spending time with his family, especially his beautiful niece. Family is very important to Jose and enjoys any reason to spend time with them. Whether it's cooking food with his mom or hanging out watching movies with his sisters, Jose values those moments most of all. Jose is a friend to everybody, very true statement, and a valuable asset to our department and the city of Lemoore. We would like to recognize all he does for the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department and the greater community of Lemoore. Thank you so much, Jose. Very much.
On behalf of American Legion Post 100 Lemoore, firefighter certificate of commendation presented to Jose Perez, Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department. Commendation is awarded for outstanding public service, benefit to the community, the state, and the nation. Presented on this day, 2nd of April, 2024.
I just wanted to tell council and city of Lemoore, thank you for giving us this opportunity to serve the city and also work here. And this is our town, this is my hometown, you know, and I said we could not be in a better place than here, so just want to tell you, thank you guys.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
sir. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you all for
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll walk about with. Can you read this? Yeah, but it's really sorry. All right, and then we swap out with the fire department.
There's two other guys out there. Bobby.
And then, well, Jose, stay there, your family with the picture. Council, you can, I'll take these down.
Still standing or?
I don't know.
Oh, family. Cool.
We can duck.
Yeah.
Will you stand up?
You guys want us in the picture or out of the
You guys
picture?
want a no picture or?
You want council?
Oh, no, you guys are good. No,
Yeah.
no.
Come on, Johnny. She said we're good, so.
All right.
Good job, great job.
Moving on to department and city manager reports. Mr. Northcroft?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Let's start bringing back Frank Rivera, our Public Works Director.
Good evening again, Mayor, council members. Just a couple things to update you. The foundation pad for the tower was poured last Friday, so now they're just kind of waiting time to let the concrete cure, and once it reaches its ultimate compression strength, which I think is 4,500 pounds, which is probably a couple of weeks away, then they'll start to erect the towers. So we're making progress there. Of course, the crack fill, they came back and did some warranty work, did some more crack fill, and that got done. And now they started the striping project, which started Monday night. They're going from Glendale to the high school. And then they're going on Half Moon Road from Fox to the county line. So they'll probably take them about a week, depending on weather, but they are here this week. That's all I have for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you, Frank. Next from Community Services, Ray Greenling, who kind of was the Easter Bunny last weekend, I think.
I'm glad you called Frank. Good evening,
Madam Mayor and City Council, I'm glad you called Frank, because I'm getting a complex. Every time I come up, everybody clears the room. But it was Frank this time, it wasn't me. So. She took a lot off there, so. All right, well, let me get started with the building division. Okay, there's this little restaurant called Panda. You guys may have heard of it.
Rumors
So-
they're gonna show up. in
Rumor
town.
is that they're gonna build here. No, kidding. But they have a target date of April 16th.
Oh.
So they're
I counted 8 trucks out there today.
Yeah,
And
they're
everybody-
doing everything they can to get this thing going. So
It's a council night. Maybe we'll have.
anyway, so yeah, so that's. I don't know if it's a good omen to be after tax day or whatever, but yeah, hopefully.
It is
So-
for them, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then we have the old Ethel Reds is actually the building was purchased by a lady named Maria. I don't remember her last name, but she went ahead and sold out basically a lease purchase option to Gloria and Victor Michael. They're going to be moving forward with it. And if you're familiar with Hanford, they have the restaurant down where the old Golden Corral used to be, also the meat market on 10th Avenue. And they plan on putting a meat market over at Pioneer Square, if it's still called that, I don't remember now, by the
Gateway
there.
Plaza, but
Gateway
I still
Plaza,
call it
okay, yeah.
Pioneer Square.
Pioneer
Yeah.
Square. So we met with them, we walked through the building with them. They have plans and they're gonna be moving forward, so we're excited about that. So they haven't come up with a name yet. They're still working on the theme and all that stuff, but at least it's exciting to see some movement on that.
They were
That's good.
pressure washing the roof
Yeah.
and they were fixing stucco today.
Yeah. Yeah,
How's
they've
the
been
inside
cleaning
look?
up, I'm
How,
sorry.
how does the inside look? I know it was chopped up quite a bit.
You know, it's not too bad. It just needed really good cleaning, which they're doing. And they plan on taking, remember how they had the raised seating? They're talking about taking that out, putting everything level, floor level again. And then whatever decoration they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna keep the cowboy theme or what. They haven't really gotten that far, as far as I know. But we'll keep you up to date once we hear what's, all that
Up
good stuff.
business, you know.
Have they
So-
said what kind of theme it's gonna be? Like,
They haven't decided if they're gonna stay with the cowboy theme.
no, the food.
Well, that again, they kind of talked about a steakhouse. They've talked about different things, but they haven't really nailed it down. I do know that they buy all their meat from Harrison Ranch. So, and I heard they have an excellent meat market in Hanford. So, I think everybody's kind of told them that we need a nice steakhouse. So I think that's probably the direction we're going to go, but we'll see. So any questions on the building division? Okay, this is gonna get a little long-winded. Now, rec updates. So, I want to start off by thanking the people who did donations, whether it was candy, other things like that. We had Walgreens, we had Grocery Outlet Lemoore, we had Best Buy Market, we had Save Mart Lemoore, we had Lemoore Fire Department, and we had the City of Lemoore staff. And we had the City of Lemoore Union, the gas employees, they donated. The Lemoore Lions Club, we had GSP and Newman Garcia Studios. And all the community members that came in and donated, we had a bunch of people, community drop off candy and stuff like that. And then also the mayor for donating eggs and candy. So thank you, Madam Mayor. So I've got some big thank yous to give. We want to give big thank yous to Lemoore PD VIPs, the Lemoore PD, and the City of Lemoore office staff. Karina and Shayla up front were, I forgot how many days they were doing eggs and stuff like that. And they kept going through all of our tape, but it was pretty cool. They did a great job. I want to give a big thank you to Lemoore PD and Lemoore Fire Department for coming out for the event. They were outstanding. It was great. A big thank you to the mayor and the volunteer of Celebration Church for helping out with the big event. We do appreciate that. I want to thank city staff and maintenance. Nick Machado and Isaiah were out there, and also he had staff that was prepping and helping with the event. They do outstanding work. Nick and his crew always come through for us. We're really appreciative of those guys and stuff like that. Want to thank Public Works. They tried to pump out the water, but were unable to, but at least they gave it a shot. And then we want to give a big thank you to Miss Kings County team, which was Brooke. Okay, I know I'm going to mess her name up. Fiera, Faith, Faria. Okay, Faria. I kept telling her, I apologized back at the yard about I was going to mess it up. And then Miss Kings County, Abigail Slayer. And I also want to give a great big thank you to Lemoore Lions Club for all the free hot dogs. And not only did they do hot dogs, but they also wrote a check to the rec department for $2,500. So that was outstanding on their behalf. And then South Valley Community Church, they donated 17,000 eggs. So that was unbelievable. And yes, and then last but not least, I want to thank Nye and Trent, the recreation staff. They did an outstanding job. I asked them how many people showed up. I was sick. I went out there, but I didn't get out. But they estimated where roughly about 1,300 to 1,500 people showed up. If you look at the Instagram account, you'll see just crowds and crowds of people. Probably one of our best turnouts we've ever had. So it's great to see the community come together, all the people involved, and yeah, you got to love Lemoore. So, any questions?
No, did you mention the high school volunteers? Did you mention them as well?
Oh, did I? You know what? I apologize. I did. Thank you for all the volunteers for the event. I'm sorry about that.
There was
yeah.
quite a few this year.
There was quite a few from the high school. There was quite a few volunteers, and they really helped out. They even came to the office and they were doing eggs for us too. So yes, thank you for that. I skipped over that one. So yeah, it was great. So every community event we seem to do just gets bigger and better. It's pretty awesome.
If I can just add, I did get to go along with the Parks and Rec staff to go collect candy from some of our local businesses, and it was
Right.
just warmed my heart to see store managers just like tossing candy into baskets, like kind of without a care in the world, just like all in
Yeah.
supporting the community.
Yes.
It's kind of awesome to see. So I just
No,
wanted
it
to
is.
thank those, you thank
Yeah.
them, but I also want to give
Yeah.
my thanks as well.
No, it's just everybody in the community, just amazing. Like I said, the public coming in, we had trash cans that people were just bringing in all kinds of candy. City staff was bringing candy. And so, yeah, it's just great to see the community come together the way they do and support. And we also want to thank you for allowing us to do it too, council. We do appreciate that. It's in our budget. We do appreciate when you approve such things. So, anything else?
Anything else from council?
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
I didn't do anything.
Well,
So,
I was sick, so I was trying to be there, but I was sick, so.
yeah, I hear. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, our police chief, Mike Kendall.
Good evening again, Mayor and council members. Just a couple of things. Last month, both of our lieutenants, Matt Smith and Danny Santos, sat on the Lemoore High School senior exit interviews all day. It was a good process for all the kids. They had a lot of fun doing it. So just want to point that out. And then again, we'll be participating in the Every 15 Minutes program that is taking place on April 25th. Lastly, I have the honor of announcing that Officer Jacob Martinez will be receiving the MAD award this year. Officer Martinez had a total of 33 DUI arrests in 23. The awards banquet for that will be held at the Table Mountain Casino on June 4th. If anybody's interested in going, let me know and I will send you the flyer. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, under my report, I just have a series of thank yous. As you know, I started in February and then in late March took a 2-week non-paid vacation. Thanks for the council for their consideration to allow me to do that. It was a remarkable vacation that we planned over a year for, so I really appreciate. My wife insisted that I thank you for that, that we were able to accomplish that. And while we were gone, while I was gone, there was a lot of people chipped in. The police chief chipped in as their acting, did an admirable job. Jocelyn Valdez, our finance manager, my Wi-Fi wasn't very good on the cruise and we had some trouble trying to get the investments and she was chipped in and able to get our money all invested. So we're now all invested and earning high interest. The mayor and council member Lyons are aware through the budget committee how much Amanda Champion, who's in the audience tonight, our personnel person, has taken on the budget, did some admirable work while I was gone to allow us this week to do some real grinding out some of the budget discussions. And of course, Marissa Avalos keeps everything together, and she did as well during that time. And Christy Bailey in planning went to ICSC with the mayor and carried on, put on our economic development hat, and hopefully have some good leads to follow up with that. A couple other things, we formally started the energy audit. It's a free service to look at what chargers we're going to need in the future, what HVAC systems can improve, what lighting, what pumps can we cost effectively fix to reduce our energy use, to take advantage of federal subsidies and also grants for programs in the future. I think that program, it will take 6 months or so to get done, well beyond my time probably, but hopefully it'll lead to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to the city in savings. Last item, I think Vice Mayor Gornick made me aware today of some concerns about our groundwater sustainability plan and the threat we have to that the state may take that over and not allow our input to that. So talk to our public works director and we will be sending a letter in support to allow more time so that all the stakeholders involved in our area have a full opportunity to participate in that. There's a copy of that letter. Thank you. So thank you, Vice Mayor Cornack, for making me aware of that. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Consent calendar, item 4-1, approval minutes, regular meeting, March 19th, 2024. 4-2, approval appointment of Lemoore Planning Commissioner. Is there anyone that would like to pull any of those items from council? Is there anyone from the public that would like to pull any of these items? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and entertain a motion.
A motion.
I have a motion by Councilmember Garza,
Second.
second by Councilmember Gornick. Councilmember Garza,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
Yes.
Councilmember Orth,
Yes.
and I vote yes. 4 in favor. So no public hearings, new business. Report and recommendation, resolution 2024-06, recognize the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department Association for their selfless service, heroism, dedication, hard work, and commitment to the safety and well-being of the city and its residents. Mr. Lamelli.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll do the staff report on this. So this was primarily prompted by the fact that over the last year, the city and the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department have worked diligently together to ensure that the citizenry and residents of Lemoore receive all of the fire protection and medical protection that they need. It was really prompted a lot by the fact that there were several things that the fire department was doing that necessarily they weren't being recognized for. And so they really were meeting a standard and a level of care that is really not seen typically, particularly for a volunteer fire department, even for paid fire departments. One of the things that we really wanted to point out to and recognize are the thousands of calls that they respond to, and realistically, even their insurance, their ISO insurance rating that they have is an ISO 2, which I guess for comparison, the city of Visalia, which is a paid fire department is an ISO 4. And so the higher the rating, with 1 being the best, the lower the cost of fire insurance is for residents within the city. So they also help to save the residents money on their fire insurance by being able to respond as quickly and as effectively as they do. We also wanted to recognize the fact that through those thousands of calls that they do respond to, including several of which would are medical, they also do prevent millions of dollars in fire damage throughout the city. And so really what this resolution is intended to do is to demonstrate to the community and to the Lemoore Volunteer Fire Department that the city does appreciate them, the council appreciates them. We appreciate all of the hard work that they put into making sure everyone's safe, and really also just recognizing the very high standards and level of service that they do provide.
Thank you. Is there any discussion or comments or questions from council? Any comments or questions from the public? I'll bring it back to council for a motion to approve resolution 2024-06.
Motion.
A motion by Councilmember Orth,
Second.
second by Councilmember Garza. Councilmember Orth,
Yes.
Councilmember Garza,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. 4 in favor. Before we do brief city council reports and requests, I'm going to go ahead and have Mr. Reed report on the mosquito abatement board that he sits on.
I'd like to thank Stuart Lyons for getting me on there. Just a couple of items. One, they had a $1,000 limit on purchases. Other than anything over that, they had to go to the board for approval before they could do it. So we removed that limitation. If it's in the budget, you can buy it. The other item is they put in a request for a $750,000 grant from FEMA. That is currently under view, so they're waiting for that. That is it.
Nice.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilmember Garza? You're,
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just want to thank again the city staff and the volunteers for working and doing everything they do daily for the city of Lemoore. And that's all I have.
thank you, sir. Mr. Orth?
I too would like to thank the fire department and the police department for everything you guys do and guys and gals do. It was, we had a rough weekend with the little shooting in our downtown, but I hear that the police are doing very good they caught one and they're about to catch the other one, so that's good in the city. CART, I went to CART, my monthly CART meeting, and the quarterly passes are now available to ride CART. The grant was provided from the state for to lower the fee for fixed route buses services starting April 1st. So the fixed route, they're lowered the fees, and then you can get a quarterly pass to where you pay so much and you go the whole quarter, ride it all you want. If you guys don't know, I know we'll talk about Hanford, but the new CART centers, they've already poured the foundation and they're actually putting sticks up the walls and of that. So it's going to be awesome to be able to sit there and watch that go from a conception to construction and being done. And we're on budget. That's the better part. I also noticed the other day that PG&E or somebody fixed, maybe Frank could tell me, they fixed that box on 18th and Bush a couple weeks ago. It doesn't make that loud noise when you run over it, like you're gonna fall onto the ground. So that was good. So I guess PG&E did 2 good things for our city the last couple months. Got power at Panda and fixed that. So I'm upset that I missed Saturday's event. I was sick and I didn't want to get everyone else sick. So everyone in the rec, you guys, it looked like from the pictures, everyone in the city staff, everyone in the fire department, the police department, everyone did a stand-up job. It looked really, really nice. I was wondering if I wanted to be there because I wanted to see if our mayor was going to go swimming in the water. That would have been fun. But anyways, and everyone that worked very hard while Mr. Norcraft was out. You guys did a good job. Our city didn't burn down, so that was good. Thank you.
Councilmember Cornick?
Just a couple things, in reference to, our interim city manager's, reference about the note that he's sending out. You know, the state, Department of Water Resources and the legislature constructed these, Sigma Groundwater Sustainability Act. And, you know, just about every city in the valley, gets its water from, the ground as opposed to surface water. And the majority of the conversations have been, and rightly so, dealing with the ag community. But there's a lot of other aspects of this act that affects everybody, including the cities. And this letter basically is asking for an extension of time before they make a decision, so that we can involve other groups. One of the groups that hasn't been involved in this process that has a significant stake in it is Lemoore Naval Air Station. Another one is our friends, the Tachis. You know, they have significant home development, a large business there. That's all groundwater. They don't get their water any place special than we do, you know, below us. But everybody has a stake in it as well as the cities. And so what we're asking for is a little more time to include everybody else in this process to begin talking about it, because unfortunately, my impression is that the state views the solution to this like they do a lot of things, you know, like one size fits all. And we know that's not the case. So that's what this is about. And the other thing I want, thanks again to the staff, city staff, for stepping up and helping out while our leader was on vacation, sunning himself in the Panama Canal. And all that. Our city clerk, short timer, Marissa, I was in there today, and she was kind of sniffling or whatever. And I said, "You're going to be gone pretty soon, huh?" She said, "Yeah, pretty soon." I said, "You know how I know how that sneaks up on people. You think it's going to be all planned and you're going to be gone in like 30 days. You might be out of here Tuesday. You know, you never know."
Don't even think that.
Thanks, bro.
Say, don't say that.
Good. That's it.
All right. For me, I did attend the League of California Cities Policy Committee meetings in Burbank. I attended the Housing, Communication, and Economic Development Policy Committee meeting. I did hear some of the talk from some of the other ones. I have to say I did leave sort of frustrated. League of Cities is usually, I mean, their main goal is to preserve local control. Two bills that we were either going to vote to support, oppose, or support if amended. Both of those bills took away local control and overwhelmingly passed in my policy committee, which I was very shocked to hear local electeds and city staff handing Sacramento control that doesn't belong to them. So I will again encourage our council and every other council member that I know in the Central Valley and beyond to be a part of those committees. Reach out to your local elected, our state elected and federal elected officials. Let our voices be heard. I think if we don't show up, if we don't take the seat at the table, then those other cities with more people that we all know, those are the voices that are going to be heard. So if I could just reiterate to get involved and speak up for local control and for our communities. I did meet with PG&E's government representative last week, I believe it was. Happy to hear that the PG&E pothole, so to speak, was fixed. The meeting before the last one, I did bring that up to him. He did say he was gonna go look at it. Wasn't gonna hold my breath, but it's good to know that it's fixed now. So that was one thing that was positive. So I'll continue to meet with them and make sure that our upcoming projects are on their radar so that we don't have any panda issues and anything like that. So Chrissy and I did attend ICSC Monterey. It was a productive conference. We had some good connections made with some developers, some that we've kind of been talking to before, and then some new. So that's positive and good. So moving forward with that. Unfortunately, because I was in Monterey, I missed my LAFCO meeting. So I don't have anything to report on that. I did attend the Easter event, attended this week, today and yesterday, the budget committee meetings, which was informative. KWRA, Kings Waste and Recycling Authority, that meeting was postponed, so I'll be going to that Thursday morning. I did attend the Air Board Citizen Advisory Committee meeting today, and it was a lot of conversation, mostly centered around CARB and some of their regulations coming out, and the committee's frustration that, again, the consideration there's no consideration on the cause and effect of some of these rules that they're putting out, either whether it's for EV cars or electric lawn mowing equipment, those kind of things. They're not really taking into account the effects of some of these things on residents, businesses, infrastructure, cities, just average citizens. So the board did make sure to communicate those things to CARB, and those things will also be communicated to the Air Board. I'll be speaking at Lemoore Rotary on April 9th at their meeting. Mr. Northcraft and I will be meeting with the CO and XO of the base, and I believe Mr. Gornick is going to join us on that next week. So that'll be looking forward to that meeting coming up. I'll also be attending the Red Cross Volunteer Appreciation Dinner. And I wanted to mention that there is a production coming to Lemoore right next door at the Civic Center called Revenge of the Sea Witch. It's a production put on by Grants, and it's mostly for kids. It's from Green Rose Productions. You could go on their website or their Facebook page, and it has links to get tickets. The tickets are free, but they do want you to get the tickets so that there's not too many people in there. But it's talking about a creative way to talk about water and the water issues in the Central Valley. So bring your kids out. I think it'll be very informative and a good time for them. So with that, that's all I have. And we'll go ahead and move to closed session. Item 1, Government Code Section 54957, Public Employee Appointment, Employment, Title, City Manager. Item 2, Government Code Section 54957.6, Conference with Labor Negotiator, Agency Designated Representatives. It's not Mary Lerner, right? She's not here. Mr. Lamelli, City Attorney, and Kevin Northcraft, Interim City Manager, Employee Organizations, General Association of Service Employees, Lemoore Police Officers Association, Lemoore Police Sergeants Unit, Police Professional Services Bargaining Unit, and unrepresented. So we'll go ahead and go into closed session.